Hello, and thank you for listening to this episode of the Moore's October Rant series, where I talk about random things in the news, experiences I've had, or just anything at random in my mind is no theme. So today's episode, I wanted to talk about Christmas and how, you can have a family, but, like Christmas is about family and how you are close to them, and how if you're not close to your family, then Christmas isn't really going to seem that meaningful to a lot of people, because I know with me, my family does fight a lot, and my family doesn't always get along, and we're not in a really good spot right now mentally as a family. So, Christmas is in a couple of days as I make this. It's December of 2023, and Christmas is a few days away, and it just seems like Christmas this year is forced, and it just feels like, like it's Christmas, so you might as well just do it and get it out of the way. Like, it doesn't feel genuine. It doesn't feel like anyone really wants to do it this year. It doesn't really feel all that genuine or happy, and like there's not really a good energy when it comes to it. And it sucks because, I love Christmas, and I remember as a kid I loved Christmas, and every year, like when I was a kid, my family got along like a lot better because, my parents weren't divorced back then, and, I lived in a home, and my sister was there, and we were this a happy family. Obviously back then we still had our problems and issues, but things were just a lot better back then, and Christmas is always better when you're a kid. But, when you start to grow up and be an adult, it's not as exciting because you have to buy presents for everybody, or, you have to be around certain people you don't like at Christmas because, let's be honest, at Christmas there's always family you don't like. So it can be kind of difficult being around people that you don't like, and you have to like pretend that you love or care about even though you don't, and it can be really awkward being around them and trying to act like everything's okay when like things aren't okay. So Christmas really can be kind of a downer for some people, like I said, especially if you don't have good family, like family to actually spend it with that you care about. And speaking of get-togethers where you actually have to pretend to care about someone you haven't seen in a long time, recently, back in October, my great aunt passed away. Yeah, my great aunt, and we were at the funeral, and it's my mom's side. So my mom's side, all of her side of the family was at the funeral, and I saw some people that I haven't seen in I saw some people that I haven't seen in a very long time. But I grew up with some people on that side of the family, and I saw them all the time. And it's been like over 10 years since I saw one of these people, and she was not very excited to see me, didn't really care. And, she didn't really act like she gave a shit about me, even though it's been so long. And I remember we used to get along very well. So, and a lot of other people there weren't really excited to see me. And, it just, everyone felt like really fake and stuff. And that's what feels at family get-togethers at Christmas. Like, there's always people there that pretend to care, but you can really tell they don't really give one shit or two shits about you. But, just the fakeness of everything nowadays, and how it's so, like, aesthetic, and it feels so fake, and it doesn't feel like there's a good energy in the room when that happens. But there's some Christmas parties or Christmas get-togethers where everyone loves each other and everyone gets along. But sadly, that's not the case with my family, But everyone seems to do their own thing for Christmas when it comes to my family. Obviously, my mom and my dad and my sister and me will do something, but and I eventually will see my brother and separately, and my aunt has COVID right now, so hopefully I'll see her after. We usually get together around New Year's or a little after that for a late celebration, but for the most part, my mom's side of the family, we don't really see them for Christmas. We don't really do anything with them, There's part of the family that my mom doesn't like her sister. She doesn't really get along with her, so we don't really do anything with that side of the family. And a lot of the side of my family of my father is dead. So he was an only child, and all his aunts and uncles are dead. So Only one he has left is his sister, because his other sister passed away, my aunt. So he only has his sister left. So yeah, it's pretty sad because you see movies where like the big family getting together for Christmas and everyone's there from both sides and they all get along and they're walking around eating like food and stuff and talking to different people and like you've seen the movies and I remember thinking years ago like I wish I had that, but sometimes you have to realize that not everyone can have a perfect family and not every family's perfect, but some families are definitely better than others, but you can't have the family that you always want. You can't choose your family members, and sometimes you just have to accept that things aren't the way they are, and you have to make the best out of the situation, because some people don't even have a house. They don't have anything. They don't have Christmas presents. They're poor, and they don't have like the basic stuff to celebrate Christmas, and some people have all that and they're still miserable. So you have to sometimes you have to just realize what matters and what doesn't, and it's really important to be thankful for things that you get on Christmas. And even if you're around family, you don't really get along all that well, but it just you got to make the best out of stuff. And that's what I've been realizing lately is that I only have one life, and your family isn't around forever. People do eventually die, so you have to be thankful for what you have while you have it. I had all my grandparents, and then they all passed away, and I would see them for Christmas, and then, they passed away, so I have four of them in total, five if you count my mom's stepfather, but I say four. So I had four of them in total, and, all of them are gone now, and, that's four or less people to spend Christmas with, so, you lose people. So you have to realize that you have to spend time with people, even if you don't get along that well. Just, sometimes you just have to suck up and do it, but, I understand that people can feel uncomfortable, and that's definitely valid. People don't have to feel comfortable. Everyone's different, but, it's really hard nowadays to feel happy with a family that you don't like, but, it's going to be bummed for me. I'm going to be bummed. It's going to be bummed. I can't speak English sometimes, but I'm going to be bummed out this year because, I just wish that I had a better situation, but, I'm going to stay positive as possible, but, like I said before, people put too much effort into having the most perfect Christmas possible. And then they are running around stressed with their head cut off at last second, trying to make everything perfect and trying to make everything great. When, you just got to sit back and enjoy the ride. And what happens, happens. And you have to enjoy moments as they are, you can't run around expecting things and expecting that, Things are the way they are. And things for me have been pretty much the same for quite a while. So, it's not like Christmas was different last year or the year before or the year before that. So, yeah, I've been in the same situation now for about 10 years. So Christmas has pretty much been the same for me for a very long time. So it's nothing new. But maybe I'm just complaining because I wish things were different. And, you can improve yourself, but you can't improve others, I can improve my outlook on things, but at the end of the day, my family has to improve themselves because there's only so much you can do in a day, and if your family doesn't want to change, you can't improve that. So, but anyways, yeah, that's about it for now. I just wanted to rant about that. It just sucks. It really does. It really sucks because Christmas can seem meaningless if you don't have the close family ties. But, yeah, I know some people can relate to this, but, I hope the new year is good, the new year is coming up, and instead of making a second episode about the new year, because I am going to talk about the new year, and I want to talk about what I'm not going to do in the new year, I'm going to talk about that now, because there's certain things in the new year that I don't want to repeat that I did this year, and I want to go into 2024 with a different mindset, and that's what I want to talk about now. And it'll help me save time because I don't want to make another video about this. I'll just put it into one video because it's like holiday themed. So in 2024, I'm going to stop arguing with people, because arguing is pointless, and usually after the argument, the person still believes what they want to believe. I made an episode about this called Arguing Online is Pointless, and most of my arguing is online with people. So, in my family, arguing doesn't really solve anything. There's certain things you can talk about, but there's certain things that we argue about that we know that aren't going to go anywhere. Just not arguing, keeping a positive mindset, not letting negativity get me down, because I let a lot of negativity get me down and I didn't have the right mindset. And, not getting bothered by things, not taking things so personally, which I've had a huge issue with in the past. Not taking things personally, going more with the flow, just enjoying myself and enjoying the moment and not overthinking things, and especially not taking things personally. And also, I made an episode about my weight. I'm 516 pounds roughly, and I am going on a serious diet in 2024. I'm dropping soda, and I'm going to drink diet, or I'm going to drink water. No more sugar for me. I'm taking a sugar detox until around the summertime, and I'm going to see what happens then, and then I'll eat a little now and then. But, I got a detox from the sugar, and it's going to be rough. It really is. It's going to be hard for me to detox from all that sugar that I've been eating. But you have to do it, I have to do it because, I want to improve my weight, and I want to improve my ability to walk, because, you have a problem when you can't even walk around the supermarket for 10 minutes and your back is like killing you. So I have to make a change for myself and my mobility and other things, because being fat's one thing, but once it starts to affect your mobility, you have to make a change. And I'm going to make that change now in my life. And, I remember thinking when I was younger that I was never going to get past 400 pounds and that was going to be my cutoff. And now, look at me now, 100 pounds heavier. And I'm kind of ashamed at that. And, it's been a very hard journey for me. And, and it's no one's fault but my own, like I said in the other episode. And I take full responsibility for my weight, and I have to do something about it. So I'm going to do that. And, quitting sugar is going to be one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my entire life. But every time I crave sugar and I think I want to quit, I'm going to remember how much it hurts to walk. And I'm going to remember how much pain I'm in after I'm walking. And that's going to fuel me. And I'm going to do it because there's so much good stuff out there to drink that doesn't have sugar that I can replace. I just have to have a little bit of consistency and discipline, and I can do it. But and the start of the new year will help, because if it's October, I'm like, what's the point? The year's already almost over. I'm not going to start now, but it's the start of a new year, so it's perfect, because I want to drop at least 15, 20, 30 pounds, something. It all adds up, and I want to drop at least 40 pounds or 35 pounds by the time the annual fair comes around, because I like to walk around and pet animals and go on rides. Maybe I can go on some rides if I lose weight. I go with my family, and it's a bitch to walk around when you're very heavy, so I'll definitely have to lose the weight to do that. And, there's a lot of motivation for me to lose weight, and that's one of them. Being able to walk around is one of them. And, because if I ever lose the weight, which I am going to do, but I always said if I'm going to lose weight, I have to do it for myself. I can't do it for anybody else, If I choose to lose the weight, it has to be for me, and that's what I'm going to do. Anyways, enough about my weight, but back to what I was saying about positivity. I can't take things so personally, and that's one of the things in the new year that I have to do, is stop taking life so seriously in areas where it doesn't need to be taken seriously. Obviously, there's parts of life that need to be taken seriously, but you have to pick and choose, because there's some parts of life that are meant to be enjoyed and not be taken seriously. And, Like when someone would insult me or someone would say something negative to me or a situation would go not as how I planned, I'd take such offense to it and be very angry about it. And, you know, you can't let things affect you so much. You can't let things have such an effect and control you so much. And, I've realized how negative that's affected my own life doing that. So I have to take control over myself more in 2024. And I'll give you an example of what I mean. So say I work DoorDash or whatever on one of these apps, and I'm going in to pick up an order. And let's say the person at the counter that gives out the orders is being rude. Like, I can choose not to take it offensively and this be cool, but that's enough for now. I'm going to stop the rant here. But anyways, thank you for listening, and have a Merry Christmas if you're hearing this, and have a Happy New Year. And I'm looking forward to making more in 2024.